Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, awesome. So, hey, YouTube. Hey, Facebook. Hey, besties in the private group. Hey, Twitter. All right. So, we are talking about investing in the beauty industry, and we're going to be covering why it's considered recession proof, taking inventory of what you're a current consumer of, and what beauty companies are currently performing well, even though our economy is doing some interesting things right now. Right. So, yesterday, what did we talk about? We talked about how I feel as though the market is essentially psyching us out at the moment, that we are currently experiencing a rally, but what we're going to see is a continuation to the downside, right? Overall, I truly feel that way. If you just look at how the market's performing right now in comparison to what's going on with the economy, the math is not mathing, okay? It's just not making sense. So I can see why investors are more bullish as far as wanting to get the economy back on track with how it's going. They're happy that the government's aggressive with this interest, given that they raised it by 0.75%. They are, thinking that, okay, it's going to be a softer landing into the recession than what we originally thought, because they're being so aggressive with this interest. The only problem is that all the other indicators that are backing why the economy really is not performing well are so much stronger than us just saying, okay, well, first quarter with our GDP, it was down 1.6%, and then second quarter is down 0.9%. So technically we seem to be doing better, but it's still on the downside. Now, in comparison to where they were saying that we should be, which is at 3% on the upside. So those are all those things, right? Okay, so let's talk about the beauty industry, because did y'all know that the beauty industry is technically considered recession proof? Did y'all know that? The reason why the beauty industry is technically considered recession proof is because it really doesn't matter what's going on in the world. Okay. One thing we are not going to sacrifice, apparently, is looking good. I don't care if, we got to compromise our budgets a little bit and figure it out. But one thing we are going to do is we're going to make sure that we look good, and we're going to make sure that we're well taken care of. So the health industry and the beauty industry are essentially recession proof. And so the reasons why this happens is because, it's expensive to buy a house. It's expensive to buy a car. But in comparison, it's relatively cheap to buy beauty products, right? So if we can keep ourselves looking nice, and given that the pandemic with COVID has started to dial back, more people are not wearing their masks anymore. And because more people are not wearing their mask anymore, they are going back to purchasing full coverage makeup. And so what I find interesting is that some of these top beauty companies have been seeing some really good turnarounds, given that everything else in the economy seems to kind of be going through some things right now. Okay, so let's talk about what you should be looking at if you're thinking about investing into the beauty industry. What I'm a big fan of is I'm a big fan of being an owner of what you're a consumer of. So if you haven't done this yet, I want you to go around and just simply take inventory of what you're currently using. Because chances are, if you're using Colgate, everybody else is using Colgate, then you should probably look at being an owner of Colgate. But what I want you to do first is just walk around your house. Ladies, go get your makeup bag, pull the makeup bag out, and just write a list of all the companies that you are a consumer of, because whatever makeup products you're wearing, you're usually loyal to that product. So if you have a particular foundation that you wear, you've been buying that foundation month over month, or a few months over a few months, for years over years, and you become a loyal consumer of that product. So why not become a loyal owner of that company as well, because you're already giving them your money? So instead of just continuing to give them your money, why not have some of that money working for the places in which you're a consumer of? So just go ahead and grab a piece of paper, get a notebook, whip out the notes app on your phone, go and open up that makeup bag. Fellas, open up your toiletry bag, go grab whatever products are in there and just write a list. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to research these companies. Look up how much the price of each company is to have an ownership of a share of them. Okay. So I know that Ulta right now, if y'all looked at that reel I just did, Ulta's like $338 a share right now. Well, if you're spending $28 a month at Ulta in a year's time, that would have been a whole share of the company. So write out that list, write out how much the shares are per product that you have with your company that's attached to, and then see in there which ones seem to be performing well. So for example, Ulta Beauty, right? They gave shareholders some good reasons to cheer in its latest earning reports. The beauty products retailer said that in its fiscal 2020 first quarter, update that it's still growing sales at a robust pace as people return to more in-person interactions. So I was telling y'all, they're taking off these masks, so they're wanting their faces covered up again, right? We want some good skincare products and all of that. So they went up nearly 11% in their last earnings report. And even with Estee Lauder, now Estee Lauder is pretty cool because they pay out dividends. Now, what I found interesting, and I'm just going to kind of read this to you guys. Among other key ratings, Estee Lauder stock has an 88 composite rating of a best possible 99. So it's doing well on the composite rating side. Its 86 EPS rating puts it at the top 14% of all stocks on the recent long-term growth profit chart. So Estee Lauder is currently in the top 14% of all long-term investments with the stock market. So that's good. Estee Lauder stock is sinking currently because Russia and China are hitting its earnings guidance. So that's something that you want to pay attention to with everything that's going on between Russia, US, China. It's some of the stocks are definitely feeling a hit by that. And so as they kind of sort those out, we're going to see how these stocks are being affected. My personal belief, you guys, is I really don't think, I may get some slack for this. I think that China is going to end up being the new superpower. I kind of feel like America's like the broke best friend. Like we have all the weaponry, but no money. So something goes down, we're there, but we like the broke best friend that don't have it, but we're ready to pop off. So I feel like China's really going to start making some moves, you guys. They're buying up a lot of farmland, their military bases. They're positioning themselves. And if you're not paying attention to what's going on, you might get caught slipping. So, yeah, so I'm just pretty excited about just everything that's kind of going on right now. It's an excellent opportunity to be able to position yourself in the market. Try to find these ways to get in where you fit in. Okay. You might not know everything about the stock market, but if you're a consumer of it, try to be an owner of it. Do you know how many people have Roku TVs who are not invested into the company? Do you know how many people brush their teeth with Colgate toothpaste who are not invested in the company? The health and beauty industry are always going to be okay because there's just some things that we as consumers are not willing to compromise on. And that is number one, how we feel and how we look. So I definitely encourage you guys to start your own list and just take inventory, walk around your house. I would definitely start with the things that you use on an everyday basis because you are a loyal consumer of it. How long have you been using the foundation that you wear, right? How long have you been using that company? It's about time you became an owner of it. Start looking at these earning reports. Start, being involved in the process. It's so cool when I get these notifications from my brokerage firm and they're telling me, oh, we've got, a meeting based off of different reports that are coming out. It's so cool. It's like, oh, they value my opinion. They don't care about my opinion, but maybe they do. But I just think it's so cool to do that, to be like, dang, okay, I'm valued here. I'm more than just a consumer, and I want y'all to be more than just a consumer as a culture, because y'all know, obviously, my demographic, primarily my target market, my demographic primarily is African American people. As a demographic, y'all, we move $1 trillion, $1.6 trillion. Seldom do we hold on to that. And so we really got to start shifting our mindset around this. I mean, the data is scary. Currently, a single Black female without a degree's net worth is $0. It means most of us cannot even buy a freaking combo at the fast food line without owing somebody some money. And with the degree, it only goes up to $1,000 by the time you're in your 50s. That's our average net worth. So it's not me just saying, oh, let me be cute, hop on social media, talk to y'all about money. It's so much more than that. We are the biggest consumers. We don't hold on to money more than 6 hours as a people. We are the biggest consumers, the biggest spenders, and we generate so much money. So we have to start positioning ourselves different in what this looks like for us. It's cool to be a consumer. It's better to be an owner. Okay? It's cool to get money. It's better to generate money. It's cool to build wealth for yourself. It's even better to build generational wealth so that it can be passed down. And that's so much further than saying, oh, well, I got life insurance if you have it. I'm just going to make sure that that passes down. Or, oh, I'm working so hard that my kids need to struggle to see what it feels like so they can make it too. That is the most backwards mindset to have. The best wealth is in education. If you can educate the next generation as well as set them up, then the data that our wealth will be $0 by 2053 will shift. Because the average net worth, our wealth will be at 0 by 2053 if we don't start having different conversations and changing this. So when I work really hard to create these reels and I work really hard to come on here every day to talk to y'all, it's so much more than I just want to be seen or I just want to get my followers up. There is a whole situation that we have to fix as a culture. And it takes people like myself reaching as many people as I can so y'all can go reach more people, so y'all can go teach people, so we as a culture can get our money back to where it needs to be. We're too smart, too talented, too brilliant, too all of those things for us to be able to generate $1.6 trillion a year and have nothing to show for it on the back end. And while I agree, before y'all start coming for me, all these channels, while I agree there are social, economic, and systemic reasons that have definitely caused a lot of detriment on us, there's still an everyday decision that we make with our money that is holding us back. So until we start acknowledging that we have access to resources and saying, now that I am aware, now that I know better, I can do better, and I'm going to make a conscious effort on a daily basis to make something change, not only within my own personal self, but within my household, and not only in my household, but within my immediate circles. It takes the conversations. So what if you're the only person at the family functions talking about investing? Who cares? Talk about it because it's going to pique interest somewhere. Introduce investing to your kids. Introduce financial literacy to your kids. Introduce the conversations around instead of saying, oh, okay, well, your baby's asking for some Jordans. Nothing wrong with getting Jordans. Make them earn the Jordans. Nothing wrong with getting Jordans. But operating under the mindset of, well, I didn't have it, so I'm gonna work really, really hard so my kids have it, and then giving them everything only develops entitled kids. Entitled kids become spoiled kids. Spoiled kids are lazy kids, which become lazy adults. So if you want to do the things and say, all right, I want to get my kids some Jordans. I want to get them these name brand things that they definitely do deserve it because I do work really hard and I want them to have the nicer things. Make them earn it. Okay, baby, you said you want some Jordans. That's a bet. Okay, well, now in order to earn these Jordans, I need for you to go read 2 financial literacy books. Tell me what you learned about it. Tell me about the book. Tell me what you learned about it, and you'll earn money towards those Jordans. Then I need you to go read a personal development book, and you'll earn money towards those Jordans too. And so now what happens is you take away the entitlement, you take away the lack of value, and you instill principles into your children. And what you'll notice is the older that they get, the conversations will change because what you're feeding them to get what they want is knowledge. So then they'll start saying, dang, them Jordans are $250. With that $250, I could have bought a share of Nike or a few shares of Nike and did this. And then I could have used whatever dividends came off of this or whatever money grew off of this. And then I could go buy me the Jordans. But if we're not having these conversations, if we're not creating the change, then what's going to happen is we're going to create another generation of consumers. Our net worth will continue to be absolutely garbage, and we'll just be looking good, getting degrees, and starting businesses to have nothing else to show for it on the back end. So the beauty industry is one way in which we can invest. We all like to look good. I don't wear lace fronts, but y'all like to wear them lace fronts. Y'all like to wear them the human hair wigs and stuff, all of that. I like, whatever. The foundation, the eyebrows, the getting your lashes done every 3 weeks, paying $125 for that, getting microblading, paying $400 or $500 for that for your eyebrows, doing all of that. But what are you worth, sis? What are you worth? You doing all of that looking good, but what are you worth? Not saying I'm a queen, I'm beautiful, I'm this. You're all of that, but what are you financially worth? The data is against us. And we just make way too much money to continue this picture off of looking good. I don't like that. So we need to change what that looks like for us. So go through, take inventory of all the things you're a consumer of, right? I want you to do this. Matter of fact, I want you to go down, take a list of all the things you're a consumer of, write down how much it cost you. And then after you write down how much it cost you, add it up. So maybe you're looking and you're saying my nails are costing me $120 every 2 weeks. The eyelashes, the fill-ins, this is costing me this. I want you to write that out. This is not creating a budget. I just want y'all to see how much money you are wasting when you could be building wealth. Write it out, add it up. Then I want you to write out the cost of each share or the stock that's associated with the product that you're a consumer of. And I want you to write that out next to it. And then I want you to add that up. One has the potential to build wealth. The other one is only taking away from your overflow at the cost of looking cute, which you can also look bougie on a budget. Y'all know I'm all about that, right? Let me get my tissue. Hold on, sorry. My tissue. Okay. I want you to do that. And then I want you to just start comparing and saying, can I sacrifice this for 1 month to get invested, to start doing something different? Can I sacrifice this? Is it worth it to sacrifice it? I just think some of us gotten way too bougie to the point where we stay broke. And that's what bothers me. I think that's what really bothers me. We've gotten so bougie to the point to where we're just living broke and we're unwilling to compromise with ourselves. We're unwilling to set boundaries around ourselves with the idea that I deserve it. How many of y'all have I deserved yourselves to live in paycheck to paycheck? That's just a thought that I just had. How many times have you compromised the last in your account because you've had a stressful day or because you just feel like you work hard for it, you deserve it? Because those stressful days are still going to come because you're not doing anything to change the stressful days. Think about that for a second. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start living bougie and balanced. Okay. So we're going to start looking at things in which we can invest in that we're already consumers of. That's what we're going to do. So if you're on the live, I want you to do that. That's your homework for me. I don't know what this is on my eye. That's your homework for me. And then I want you to send it to me in my DMs. Y'all know I respond literally to everybody in my DMs. Everybody. So if you do this as a homework assignment, I want you to do it. I want you to send it to me as a DM. And I want you to tell me what you learned about yourself in the process of doing that. If y'all enjoyed this live, this is literally what my book is all about. Literally, it's taking a hard look at yourself with money. That is exactly what my book is about. It's asking yourself those hard questions, and it goes deep. And you might find yourself crying at certain points, asking yourself some of the questions that I have in there. So if you're saying, dang, like, okay, truth hurts. I feel you, sis. Truth hurts. That book will be for you because it'll help you take the hard look at yourself. Ask yourself those hard questions. Identify whatever triggers that you have. Maybe your trigger is you're not willing to compromise certain things about yourself to get to where you need to be financially. Maybe some of your triggers are associated in there. Then once you identify your triggers, it's all about creating healthy boundaries around those triggers because we all have reasons why we impulsively spend our money. There's some beauty products that at one point in time I could not afford. And I just couldn't. The only thing I could wear primarily was beauty supply everything. When I got to the point where I could afford Estee Lauder and I got to the point where I could afford name brand perfumes, but I just need y'all to have some different conversations with yourself. Maybe you don't need the $100 bottle of Miss Dior. Maybe you need the travel size bottle of Miss Dior. Maybe you don't need the $100 bottle. Maybe you need the $25 travel size. Make some shifts. Maybe you don't need the $125 lashes. Maybe you just need some 3D lashes to hold you over until you can switch some things up. And invest in the company instead of investing in what it looks like every month. Until you get to where you need to be financially so that doing it is not causing you financial detriment. These are thoughts. These are definitely thoughts. Let's see. To everyone who just bought your book, I can't wait for you to take that deep dive. Thank you for those notifications, you guys. Oh, of course. All right. So, quick recap. Okay. So, we talked about investing in the beauty industry, why it's considered recession proof. The reason why it's considered recession proof is because while purchasing a home is expensive, purchasing cars are expensive, one thing that people simply are not willing to compromise on is being cute. They're going to take care of their skin. They're going to take care of themselves. So whether that's, health or beauty, it's not being compromised. And so because of that, and because of the fact that COVID has really pulled back, people are taking off their masks. They're wanting to show their face more. Some people have developed crazy skin conditions from wearing those masks. And some people just were not wearing full faces of makeup because of the masks. So the sales have increased significantly. Ulta's seen an 11% increase from their last earnings report, which is great news. And that is a primary reason as to why you're seeing that. Estee Lauder has been ranked at one of the top stocks in the top 14% based upon the fact that they pay out dividends in the beauty industry. They have an 88 out of 99 composite rating. And even though they're feeling the pinch because of everything that's going on with Russia and China, they're still voted as one of the long-term investments in the beauty sector. So I just wanted to pop on here, give y'all some good news, pour some value into you, and then also leave you with that homework assignment. Take inventory of what you are a consumer of and look to become an owner of it. And I have some friends who are in the beauty industry, one of them in particular. Let me just tell y'all, okay, if you're not familiar with Nioxin, she was an educator who traveled to just put people on game about Nioxin and the different ways in which it can help them with their healthcare. She has traveled and been the hair person behind the scenes on the majority of the commercials you've seen for hair for a while now. She's the one that they test products through. This lady right here, when I tell you she is on her game, and is also my hairstylist. She is on her game. Okay, when it comes to the beauty industry, she is on her game. So I'm going to bring her on at some point. We're going to do budgeted beauty or something like that to really give y'all the game on how to take care of yourself at a lower cost, because not everybody can afford to go into the salon on a weekly basis and get their hair done. Not everybody can afford to be getting microblades and paying $125 for individual eyelashes and all of that. So she's going to be coming in and spilling the game for you guys. I cannot wait to interview her, y'all. It is truly a privilege to even be connected to her with how much experience and expertise that she has. So I'm forever grateful to be connected to her. And she's actually even the creator of the oil that I told you guys about that really helped with my scalp condition, the coiled. So I don't have any type of affiliated links or anything like that, but the product is just amazing. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to bring her on. Okay, so that will do it for today. Also, I wanted to tell you guys, if you're looking at this and you're like, okay, well, how do I get invested in the stock market because I don't really know much about it? I announced yesterday that I am teaching a class on investing into the stock market. And so actually, let me pull up what all we'll be going over because I don't want to miss anything that I said that I would be covering. I don't want to skip over it. So let me pull that up for you right now. And I can tell you this, I will be showing you one of my personally managed stock portfolios because I want you guys to have a real world look. This is like no fluff. This is all value. I'm literally giving you all the game that you would need, that you would think somebody else should have told you. So we're going to go over stock terminology. We're going to go over fundamental analysis of the market, technical analysis of the market. We're going to go over trustworthy brokerage firms and why I feel some of the companies that you all are already invested with are not trustworthy brokerage firms. We're going to be doing a walkthrough of how to open a self-managed portfolio, how to properly enter into a buy, when to sell, how to sell, taxes that are associated with stock investing. And then if stock investing isn't for you, because quite honestly, individually investing into stocks is a higher risk form of investing. I know we hear a lot of people talk about it on social media. I definitely talk about stocks a lot. However, if you don't have the time to study the market, then it's not going to be for you. What would be for you is low risk, high reward styles of investing, like the index funds or mutual funds or investing into I bonds right now because their rate of return is at a 9.62%. So I don't want you to feel like this is the only way to invest. Individually investing into stocks, options trading, the foreign exchange market, cryptocurrency, NFTs, all of those are high risk forms of investing. All of them are high risk forms. Low risk, high reward is anything that you're seeing that is beating the current rate of inflation or is really trying to give it its fighting best chance at beating the current rate of inflation. So again, I bonds 9.62%. Look at the S&P 500 year over year. They have averaged 10.5% in return, annualized return. So these are things that are low risk that don't require you to study. Simply you just saying, this is what I want to invest in. I know that I can afford this month over month, and I'm going to go put this into the market. Now, stocks, the reason why they're so appealing to people is because it does give you the opportunity to grow your money very quickly. Okay. And so it's a potential that it will grow very quickly. The only way that you can really capitalize off of the market is if you know when to get in, why you're getting in, and when you're going to exit out of that particular investment. And if you don't understand fundamental analysis and you don't understand technical analysis of the market, then you're really doing yourself and your money a disservice by just saying, I have a Robinhood app. I'm going to go buy these shares because somebody told me to buy these shares. You got to start knowing what to look for in the market. So my goal is to coach you on that, to make sure that you not only have everything that you need to do it by yourself, but to also let you in on one of my personally managed portfolios so you can see what it looks like, the wins, the losses, all of that. I want you guys to just have a hard look at it. Pretty much gonna see everything except for my account information. I don't want y'all seeing that. That's I about to get got. Okay, let me see. All right. Okay. Oh, you bought my book. Yay. I'm so excited. So if you want to register for the stock class, the link is in my bio. I announced it yesterday. It's almost halfway sold out already, which I'm super excited about. I'm going to start making posts about it in my stories with people's names who registered and all that fun stuff. Let me see. With people's names who registered and all that fun stuff. But go ahead and grab your ticket. It's only $39.99. You'll get the recording of the class. And if there's any resources that I create on it, you'll also have that as well. If you know me, I'm known for giving some sort of resource with something. So y'all have hung out this long. So while you're here, if you have not received your copy of the 10X rule from Grant Cardone, I'm giving that away for free. It's a PDF version of it that I have. So shoot me a DM. I'll get it to you. If not, head on over to my resource vaults where you can get all those freebies: Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Millionaire Success Habit, The Intelligent Investor, the Bitcoin Standard is in there, The Richest Man in Babylon is in there, I believe. And there's also templates that I created for you guys. So you got free resources, you got paid resources, you got my book, you got the class, you got me. We're going to have a lot of fun. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today, you guys. I really appreciate you. Okay, let me see. The link is in my bio. So I can't post the link here. You can only post physical products. Right now, Instagram Live does not let you do any type of digital anything. But if you just go to the link in my bio, you'll see the class registration there, and then you can get registered. Okay, let me see. Somebody asked me a question, so let me get this question answered here. Oh, I see you guys grabbing your freebies and getting registered. Yay. Okay, see, where do you get eye buns? Oh, I gotta pin this, y'all. I'm not making fun of you, but it was cute. Okay, hold on. So where do you get eye bonds? You get eye bonds from the Treasury. So the website, I'll post it in my stories today when I get off the live with y'all. Yes, okay, Cernita, bye. From LinkedIn. Thanks for tuning in, sis. So for the I bonds, you can get them from the US Treasury. They will be reevaluating what its return rate is, or return percentage, in September. So right now, you can lock in at 9.62%. That's beating inflation. And then also, before I go, if you have children, especially small children, look into getting them EE bonds. And the reason why I say this is because EE bonds, while they don't have the best rate of return right now on their percentages, if you hold them for 20 years, whatever you invested doubles. So you can do up to $10,000. I know when I was a kid, my mom used to get the EE bonds. And so you can do that. Oh, you bought the book. Yay. Okay, so you can, whatever you do for them, it will double. So if you want to secure those investments for your kids and you're like, okay, I don't know nothing about the other stuff, you can go to whatever financial institution that you bank with, let them know that you're interested in purchasing either an I bond or an EE bond. They should have someone there who is licensed to be able to help you with that. If they do not, they're going to point you to the US Treasury. And then once you get your I bonds, you'll need to take it to your bank and have whoever that licensed person is, they should have a seal. They're the ones who are going to sign off on that. And you usually have to set an appointment. So don't just buy the I bonds and walk up to the bank. Make sure you get an appointment set up so that they can go through the document, verify the document, and then sign and seal it. Okay, so I answered that one. And then somebody else told me about some makeup tips. What was the name? Oh, shoot. What was the name of the oil you spoke about? Oh, it's coiled. It's coiled. Yeah, it's coiled. She posted the comment in here somewhere. I'm sorry. Is it possible to actually disappear completely? I'll look into that for you, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, let me see. All right. Do you have to get Oof. Oh, hold on. Looking forward to the beauty segment coming. Yes, that'll be fun. We'll do that. Okay, everyone who is on Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, bye, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I will see you guys next time. If you want to register for class, comment under the video, or you can find me on Instagram or email me, and I'll make sure you get the link for that. Remember that it is almost halfway sold out, but thank you for tuning in to me, and let me know if you found value in the comments below. So I'll talk to y'all later. All right.